Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys just a few things that I've started doing or I'm going to stop doing now that I am 60 years old. Whew, I cannot believe that I am saying that I am 60, but praise God. I was inspired to do this video after watching a couple other YouTubers that had put together a video on things that they were doing or they had stopped doing at the age of 55. So I thought, you know what? Let me create a video on some things that I have stopped doing or I have started doing now that I am 60 years old. I recently celebrated my 60th birthday on March the 10th. This year. But at any rate, I'm just going to go over a few things that I have started doing or I stopped doing now that I am 60 years old. And if you are new here, allow me to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Allison, and on this channel I provide holistic health and wellness, practical self-care tips targeting Black women over the age of 50 to aid them in living the life that they desire and deserve, obtain optimal health, and age gracefully. So with that said, let's get started in just some of the things that I'm starting to do or I stopped doing now that I am 60. And the number one thing that I have stopped doing is I have stopped trying to fix other people's issues and solve their problems. This is not to say that I'm not going to be supportive for my family and my friends and the community. But one thing about me that by nature I am a fixer, and so I just jump in as soon as someone shares that they're having a problem or issue. I just jump right in trying to fix their problem. And sometimes, unfortunately, the person haven't even asked me to help them. Just right away, again, by nature, I just go in and start trying to fix their issue. So the number one thing that I have declared that I'm going to stop doing now that I have moved into my 60s is to stop trying to fix other folks' issues. And another thing too with that, what I have just realized, sometimes the blessing for that person comes in them figuring out what they need to do in order to resolve their issues. I can be there as a support, but just being the person that's actually just hands-on and going to do the research and looking for solutions, I'm done with that. I need to just focus on myself and fix my issues. So the first thing on my list, and again, these things are not in any particular order, but the first thing on my list is that I'm going to stop trying to fix other folks' issues. The number two thing is, and this is sort of in alignment with fixing other people's issues, is that I have retired my Superwoman cape. That cape is beat up and it is dirty and it's done. And maybe I need to frame it. Well, I really don't have a cape, but I have decided to but to put down my Superwoman's cape and stop trying to, again, solve everyone's problem or be the shearer of the day, the person with all the answers and charge in. I'm done with that. So again, one or two are related. Number one was to stop trying to fix folks' issues, and number two, just to retire that Superwoman's um, retire my Superwoman cape. The third thing I would say that I am going to stop doing is procrastinating. And this is more for me. I signed up, and I just give you an example. I signed up to become a yoga instructor. I'm taking like an online yoga, 200-hour yoga teachers training. I signed up maybe almost a year ago, and based upon their reviews from others, it shouldn't have taken me no more than 6 months to complete the training. And here I am a year in, I'm about 40% completed with the course. So I have decided that I am going to really work on, and especially if it's something that I really, really want to do. Again, using this example of becoming a certified yoga instructor. This is something that I really, really want to do, but I just been procrastinating with my self-study. It's a self-paced course, and that's another thing too. I think because it's self-paced, I'm like, but you can do it at any time. But time just keep going, and that leads me to number 4. Is I've put in more years than I believe that I have left here on earth. Now, I believe in miracles, and I'm doing everything that I can to take really good care of myself, but I don't think I'm going to live another 60 years. And so with that, I'm going to be a little bit more cognizant of just managing my time well, and not really abusing my time. So the number 4 thing on my list, number 3 was procrastination. Number 4 lines up with procrastination, is to be a better steward of my time, manage my time a little bit better. And I do have a few notes here, so and I have like a ton of things that I'm going to start doing and stop doing. So I want to look here at my notes. And another thing too, as I mentioned earlier, that I saw some other YouTubers that inspired me, in addition to me turning 60, to come up with this video. And one thing that they said, and then I also believe too, is to own my own life, and my responsibilities for my happiness, my joy, is my responsibility. It's not the responsibility of my daughter, my husband, my loved ones, or anything. And it's not to say that I put that responsibilities on others before, but sometimes I would allow what was going on outside of me to have I don't want to say would have a role, but it would impact maybe how I felt that particular day. So even if somebody else wasn't doing well or something or whatever, I would allow external things to impact me. So another thing on my list is to own my own life. I'm responsible for my own life, regardless of whatever is going on around me. Just even in this climate, if you're watching this video and it's April 2025, it's just a whole lot of just unrest that's going on with the whole presidential, the president, administration, and all the crazy stuff that's going on. So, and it can be just really taxing on all of us, and it could get a lot of us down. So, but at the end of the day, I'm still responsible for my life and my overall happiness and my joy. So I'm going to make sure this is something that I've been doing, but even put forth even more effort now that I am getting older, now that I'm 60, is that regardless of whatever's going on with other people and other things or whatever, my life is my responsibility. My joy and my happiness is my responsibility, regardless of whatever's going on in the world or with other people. So, and another thing on my list too is to give myself permission to reinvent myself. Society says that by the time you reach the age of 60, you should be doing ABC 1, 2, 3, and you should be doing whatever. Well, I don't believe that. I believe that as long as I have strength in my body and I'm of sound mind, that I can pivot. I can reinvent myself. Just take this YouTube channel for example. I started this channel maybe 4 years ago, and I've been inconsistent with it, but I'm making sure that I stay on track with it. But I can reinvent myself. For years, I have been working in the corporate world, in the technical arena, and I still enjoy that. But at this point in my life, I'm also I love health and wellness. I love taking care of myself. I love learning new things about health and wellness and how it can make my life better. And then I also enjoy sharing that information. I like creating contents. I've created gratitude journals, grief journals, and so who knew 10 years ago, and definitely not 20 years ago, that I would be in this space. I would have thought that I would still be heads down in the tech world. But now, at this stage of my life, health and wellness is very, very, holistic health and wellness is very, very important to me. And so I have given myself permission to pivot. And some people might say, well, why would you leave the technical world? Most people want to get into tech. Tech pays very, very good money. And yes, it does. But at this point in my life, other things are much more important to me. And again, my health and wellness. I also want to share whatever I learn about health and wellness. I want to make sure that I share that with other people that look like me. So I have given myself permission to pivot from one career off into something totally new. And as I mentioned earlier, that I'm training to become a yoga instructor, and I'm taking some other online. I have this YouTube channel, and I'm building this health and wellness business, and I have given myself permission to do just that. And then if I decide next year or next week that I don't want to do it anymore, then that's okay. Then I'm not going to do it. So the next thing is to get rid of, to declutter, and not just my physical space, but my mental space and my spiritual space. So that's one thing that I started doing, but even more so is to just really declutter, get rid of just a whole lot of things that no longer serve me. And that could be physical things, that could be spiritual things, that could be mental things, but to really just start decluttering and just get rid of like a whole lot of unnecessary stuff. And then I also believe too, sometimes when you're just like hanging on to a whole bunch of stuff, and that could be people, that could be things, that could be ideas, that could be thoughts, that could be behaviors. If you're just holding on to a lot of those things, I'm a firm believer that you don't have enough room for God to bless you with new things and new stuff. So another thing that I have started doing or will improve upon doing, and that is to declutter in every aspect of my life. And another thing that I am starting to do, turning 60, so I need to put these glasses on, is I started this. As I mentioned earlier, I'm into health and wellness, but even more so now, even more, that is to take even better care of myself. I've always done it, but I'm getting ready to amp it up like even more, and just making sure that I move my body every single day. I drink my water, find things that bring me joy, find things that that make me laugh. So I am improving. Like I mentioned, that I've been doing it, but I'm amping it up even more now that I'm in my 60s, is to take even more better care of myself. Another thing is to, let's see, and this lines up with taking better care of myself and self-care. Also my mental health, making sure that I check in with myself, my mental health, acknowledge how I'm feeling. If I need to go talk to a therapist about anything, make sure that I take care of my mental health. The generation before me, I consider myself I'm in the Gen X group, more on the older end, but the baby boomers and the generations even before the baby boomers, the thought of black women, black people in particular, going in and talking with the therapist was just something that was not heard of. And I am not a believer of that. I am a Christian, and I believe in prayer, and Jesus is my Lord and Savior. And I also believe that God works through people and things. And I believe that God gives people like therapists and counselors certain skills and education and expertise to help other people. And so I believe that therapy is just another way, another vessel that God uses to help people help themselves. So I utilize that, and I'm definitely going to continue to utilize it even more in my 60s to make sure that I'm taking care of my overall mental health and well-being. And it's all a part, it all goes into taking care of myself and practicing self-care. And let's see here. And that is another thing that I did before, but I want to do it even more and continue to do it, and that is travel. For my 60th birthday, my daughter asked me, well, what would you like to do? Do you want to have like a really big party? And I didn't. I wanted to travel. So my husband and I went to Egypt, and that was a life-changing experience. And oh, by the way, I do have a playlist, so if you want to just experience Egypt through my eyes, then check out my videos. I have a playlist, and I will attach it. You can click on it somewhere on the screen, but it'll show up at the end of this video. But yeah, now that I'm 60, my daughter is 31, soon will be 32, so it's just my husband and me. And I want to travel the world and meet more people. And so yeah, I want to continue to travel. And so travel is one thing that I want to continue doing in my 60s. Another thing that I want to do more of in my 60s, and that is to learn. I want to continue to learn, and studies show that that helps cut down the aging decline, aging process, and even help with dementia and Alzheimer, is to always learn, keep challenging your mind, keep challenging your brain, keep learning things that's new, that is different. Me doing this YouTube channel, and I come from a technical environment, but I've always been more behind the scenes. So in order for me to get in front of this and create scripts and all the technical pieces that go through creating a YouTube video is very challenging. So I have to constantly watch other YouTube channels and just continue to learn different things to help me grow as a content creator. I'm also I have a weekly blog that challenges me to go out and do more research, where I'm sharing information to my community, different health and wellness tips. As I mentioned earlier, I have a couple of journals, a grief journal, a gratitude journal, that challenged me too to go out and learn how to create a book and self-publish these books. I'm doing the yoga, just a ton of other things that I want to continue to do in my 60s, is to continue challenging myself to learn something new. And let's see. I think that's it for now. I'm going to end this list because I will really just go on forever, but I wanted to do this quick video, and I will list the YouTubers that also created a video on some things that they are starting to do and they stopped doing now that they're 55. But their videos, in addition to me turning 60, inspired me to create a video on some things that I'm starting to do and I've stopped doing at the age of 60. And if you're 60, or you're turning 50, or you're turning 55, or you're turning 65 or older, whatever that milestone birthday is, in the comments, please let me know some of the things that you're starting to do or you stopped doing now that you're at this stage in your life. I would love to hear from you, and I hope this video inspires you to step outside of your box. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I have definitely just have stepped outside of my box. Oh yeah, and you know what? The more I keep talking, I keep thinking about some other things that I stopped doing. I just have stopped holding the expecting people to be like me. I believe that I'm like a pretty cool kind of person, but everyone's experience is different. I enjoy going to the movies. I enjoy the arts. I love making things. As I mentioned, my husband and I travel to Egypt. Some people want to maybe do the tourist thing. I like this tourist thing, but I also want to go and wanted to learn and see how the locals live. That might not be what other folks are interested in, and that is fine, and there's nothing wrong with it. So I have just got rid of the expectation of, well, people going to see the world the way I see it, or whatever. Everybody's different, and I respect everybody. So, but anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up because the more I think about it, there are tons of other things that I've started doing and I stopped doing now that I am 60. The most important thing is to just make sure I show up for myself and be happy. If you're still here, again, in the comments, please let me know if you have reached a milestone birthday, or if you just here. Every year there's so much for us to be grateful for. Please, in the comments, please let me know what are some of the things that you're starting to do or you stopped doing now that you're in this place in your life. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this channel with other Black women that are over the age of 50 that's looking for community and looking for some simple, practical tips that they can implement into their lives to help them live their best life. Then share this channel with them. I appreciate you and have a wonderful day. Bye.